I wanted people to see what they did to my son. This is what we have.
Mona Hardin has witnessed a lot of tragedy in the nearly 3 years since her son's beating by Louisiana state troopers.
I'm just not realizing how we have to relive this constantly.
But she forces herself to keep the light shining on her son and on what she calls the monster of racism that she says lies deep within America's soul.
It lives, it breeds out there, and they look forward to doing it again.
Her son, Ronald Greene, died on a rural Louisiana road in May 2019, more than a year before George Floyd's death galvanized the Black Lives Matter movement. Floyd's chief tormentor is already behind bars, but Hardin is still awaiting justice for her son.
I'm your brother, I'm scared.
Just as in the Floyd case, there was video of Greene's agonizing last moments, but for many months it was hidden from view. Initially, the state police told Greene's family he had died in a car crash following a high-speed chase. But body and dash cam footage obtained by the Associated Press this spring tells a different story. The footage shows Greene was beaten, stunned, and dragged by his shackles as he pleaded for mercy.
It's like proving something, that they could just beat a man to death. See him suffer, see him take his last breath, see him spit up blood, and then cover it up.
When Hardin arrived at the funeral home, she barely recognized her son's battered face. She asked to look at his tattoos to prove it was him, but was denied.
And I laid across him and I cried. And I kept saying, I cursed Louisiana.
Greene had struggled with drug addiction. He'd survived cancer that took part of his jaw.
He died in such a f***ed up, horrific, nasty, evil way. And I'm so mad when I think about it. They took joy in killing him.
One of the troopers who confessed to taking part in the beating died in a single-car crash just hours after learning he was being fired, and was buried with full honors. Several senior officials accused of participating in the cover-up were allowed to retire without discipline. But while state officials have done little, the U.S. Department of Justice has subpoenaed evidence in the case, and a federal grand jury is expected to hear testimony. In the meantime, Hardin has become a walking billboard for justice. At 70 years old, she got her first tattoos, replicas of her son's, but with red for his blood. She has joined a sorority of mothers of black men who've died at the hands of the police.
I have to stay connected with other families. We are our own therapy.
Hardin was in Georgia last month to support the mother of Ahmaud Arbery, killed while jogging in a neighborhood near his home.
Families for justice, united.
She was with Wanda Cooper Jones and others when a nearly all-white jury voted to convict 3 white men of murder.
The heaviness lifted. The immediate thought was like, is this the other side of this ugliness? Is this the good side of such a nightmare?
She can't help feeling that she failed to prepare her son for the cruelty of this world. But she's determined to do whatever it takes to get him justice in death.
That was my commitment. I won't fail him. I just won't fail him. There's no other way to walk this nightmare.
Alan Breed, Associated Press, Orlando, Florida.